Hello everybody and welcome to episode 33 of my World of Warcraft series. Currently we are playing as a human mage and are level 32 and are in Southshore, and today in this episode I want to continue our adventures in Southshore, but I am planning on going to the city so we can do a little bit of some chores that we need to do. But let's go ahead and pick up this quest because this is important for us to pick up, and this is a quest to make a Yeti fur cloak, which is going to have us go do some Yeti hunting where we are going to gather 10 clumps of Yeti fur, but there are also a few things that we need in order to build this cloak as well, which we don't really need the cloak at all for us to equip. I'll just sell it, but I want to do the quest anyways. And if we come into our Hillsbrad Foothills section here, we can see that we need a boat of woolen cloth, which we can make, and we need a fine thread, which we can buy from most merchants, and we need a hillman's cloak. And now you might think this is something that tailors would make, but this is actually a leather cloak, and it requires a leather worker to make, and we don't have that. However, the auction house exists in the game, so I'm going to go ahead and go to a city, and the nearest city to us is Ironforge, and we can go ahead and pick up this cloak. And then while we are there, we also have the quest that we picked up 2 episodes ago of Sully Balloo's letter, that we can go ahead and turn this into Sarah Balloo. This is the individual that died at the Thandos span. We found his body in the water underneath the span, and we can go ahead and forward this information. While we are there, we can also go to our mage trainer because we recently leveled up to level 32 and we haven't been to a trainer yet, so we can learn some new skills, one of which I think is a new conjure food skill, so that should be really exciting. And then I also have some stuff in my inventory that we could just put up on the auction house and hope we get some money. And then I can also work on my tailoring a little bit while we're there because we have accumulated some cloth, and we can go ahead and maybe get a few new pieces of armor, but I'll go ahead and just continue flying to Ironforge right now. So here we are in Ironforge, and let's go ahead and begin doing a lap around the city. And I think the first place that I want to go to is the Mystic Ward because I believe there is a mage trainer here, and we can go ahead and run over there and chat with them, and we can go ahead and learn some new skills. And then I'll probably just do a whole lap around the city because we kind of have to go to everywhere here. The Love is in the Air festival is currently live right now. That's why all these NPCs have hearts over them. And we are here, and I actually want to check with Portal Trainer here, and it looks like we can actually learn Teleport Ironforge, and I had no idea what level requirement that was, but this is actually really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and learn this because it's 20 silver, and when we go to Stormwind City we could actually learn Teleport Ironforge. And what this is if you don't know, is we now have a skill here that we can use using up a rune of teleportation, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should pick up some reagents while we're in the city. But we can use this and we can teleport right here, and basically right in from this portal we have this portal to Stormwind, which is what this level 40 skill is, and this allows other people to use the portal to go to places. So like for the Alliance, portals are really nice when someone makes a night elf and they want to come to the Eastern Kingdoms, or if someone wants to go to Kalimdor from either Ironforge or Stormwind. It is a very easy method of transportation. Let's go ahead and chat with the mage trainer here and see what we can learn. Looking at arcane, the only thing that I'm interested in is this new conjure food, and I am so excited to learn this. Let's go ahead and minimize that, and nothing that I want from fire, but here we go. We now have ice armor, which is similar to our frost armor, but it is an even higher level, and we could have learned this a long time ago. Let's go ahead and pick that up. And then we have frost ward, which I think I'll ignore, but we have a new frostbolt. Frostbolt is going to be rank 6, I believe. So let's go ahead and put this conjure food onto our skill bar here, and I can begin conjuring this up. We only get 2 loaves at a time, which is sad, but that's how it is. And then we can also find our frostbolt here. Let's go ahead and put this on our skill bar, and then we have ice armor, which is an even better frost armor. And then that is everything that we learned, so I'll go ahead and just continue conjuring some food, and then let's head over to Tinkertown because I have a quest that I randomly picked up that is for the dungeon Nomergon, which I'm not planning on doing, but we can go ahead and just turn that quest in for a little bit of extra experience. But right over here we have Tink Master Overspark. I'll go ahead and turn in this quest. I am not interested in doing it. We got 170 experience and 22 Nomergon Exile's reputation. Whatever. I'm going to go ahead and leave these quests here because I'm not particularly interested in any of them, but I am interested in this quest right over here because this is where Sarah Balloo's house is, the Balloo residence. And let's go ahead and chat with her. And this is a chat that we probably do not want to be doing. And she says, "You say you saw my Sully penned beneath the icy waters. Say it isn't so. Let me read what he wrote." Sarah Balloo reads Sully's letter page by page. This isn't fair. My dear Sully, come back to me. No, Athos, why did you bring me such news? She says, Athos, I have but a small request to ask of you. Take this note I have prepared to our great monarch of Ironforge, King Magni Bronzebeard. 'Tis a small task to ask of one such as yourself, someone who has shown great valor to the cause of the Alliance thus far. For me to go before the king in my grief-ridden state will not serve the purpose of my cause. Surely you understand. So now we can meet the King of the Ironforged Dwarves, King Magni Bronzebeard. So let's go ahead and return towards the Great Forge, and we can go ahead and have a chat with him. Here is King Magni, and he says, So you are Athos the Mage. News of your contributions to the Alliance has traveled quite far, you know. On what business do you come before me today? It will take but a moment for me to peruse this letter. I do not expect good dwarves like Mrs. Balloo to understand why the travesties of war must be endured for the greater good of our people. The loss of her husband, and the loss of every dwarf that fights in the name of the Alliance, weighs heavy on my soul. While I cannot bring her husband back from the twisty nether, I can pay tribute to him. I am going to commission a memorial to Sully Balloo to be built by Grand Mason of Mableston. Send word to him now, Mage. You shall be custodian of my bidding. Let's go ahead and accept this, and then we can go ahead and go towards the commons, and we can go ahead and chat with this stonemason. As King Magni Bronzebeard carefully studied Sarah Balloo's note, he let out a long, solemn sigh. So this event, even though that Sully Balloo was, in the grand scheme of things, a nobody, it still weighs heavily on King Magni's heart, which I would say says something about who he is as a king and leader of the dwarves here of Ironforge. But right here we have the stonemasons area, the Royal Stonecutters Union, Grand Mason Marbleston. Let's go ahead and accept this. They aren't stonemasons in the sense of the stonemasons guild of Stormwind. They're just stonemasons because they're masons that use stone. Let's go ahead and complete that. And he says, so our good king would like a memorial built in honor of a soldier named Sully Balloo. And you say the poor chap died during the Thandalspan tragedy? Bah, will there ever be peace on Azeroth? Nonetheless, any commission from the king is of utmost importance. To build a truly epic and lasting peace, I want to work with one of the finest stones available, travel to Darrow Hill in Hillsbrad, and gather for me some Alterac Granite. So we see one of the reasons why I wanted to pick up the Bartolo's Yeti fur cloak is because the Yetis that we need to fight are at the same exact place as where this Alterac Granite is. So we can go ahead and double up on this quest, and we can go ahead and get 2 birds with 1 stone. But since we are right over here at like the main center of Ironforge, where it's pretty late at night, so not many people are online right now, we can go ahead and start looking at, I'm going to go to the auction house first, and we can go ahead and pick up a Hellman's cloak. That's the first thing I want to do, and I can go ahead and put a few things on sale. So let's go ahead and type in Hellman, and we have a bunch of stuff here, but this is what I want. Let's go ahead and buy this for 60 silver. And then I'll go ahead and see what these will sell for. Not a lot. I might go ahead and just sell these. Soothing Turtle Bisque, not a lot. I might actually just sell all of those, but let's look at this enchanting recipe. Not a lot, but I'll go ahead and just put it up anyways. This Iridescent Pearl might sell for a good amount, so let's go ahead and put it up as well. And we will hope those sell. I'll go ahead and just put all of this right there so I can't sell it all. I can now pick up my Hellman's cloak, and I can also pick up some stuff that I sent over from my druid that I've been leveling that I found that I think would be good for us to use for tailoring, and I'll go ahead and work on some of that tailoring right now. So I'm actually going to go ahead and return to Stormwind. I just made a bunch of bolts of silkcloth because our current tailoring trainer is actually located in Stormwind. In addition to that, we also have a quest to turn in Stormwind, so we can go ahead and do that. But for people who don't know, in classic World of Warcraft, we see with the 4 tiers of crafting professions that we can have. The first 2 you can find in pretty much every major city, but when we start getting to the 3rd tier, they are in particular areas, and then when we get to the 4th tier, sometimes you have to go to a very far off location, and sometimes you just have to go to like a little bit of a far off location. For tailoring, our 3rd tier is located in Stormwind, so we can train like the first 2 tiers here in Ironforge, but we've already surpassed that. But for our 3rd tier, we are going to want to be in Stormwind, so we can go ahead and do that. For our 4th tier, we are going to want to go to Theramore Isle to learn tailoring there, because that is the only place we can do that at, and we will be going there soon enough. So if our tailoring happens to be a good level by the time we go there, we can go ahead and learn a few things, but if it's not, we will be returning to Theramore every now and then just to level up our tailoring. And I guess one more thing that we can do in Stormwind is actually learn how to portal to Stormwind, so we can actually just portal there whenever we want instead of having to use a griffin to get there, which I think will be nice. And I think that's particularly nice as a mage, that we can just have that, and then we can have our Hearthstone set somewhere where I think like Southshore is actually like a pretty decent location to have our Hearthstone at for the time being. But let's continue flying to Stormwind. Back in Stormwind, we can go ahead and begin doing the multiple things that I wanted to do here. First things first, let's go ahead and head to Stormwind Keep and we can turn in this quest. We have Major Samuelson right here. We can go ahead and give him fair and support. And he says, "What's this? My tinted pupil has applied himself to the problem with the noggin Southshore. Thank you for bringing this to me. I will certainly take it into account when I review personal assignments in the next month." So that quest is complete. We got 3200 experience from it, and now I'm going to go ahead and run all the way over to the Mage Quarter, and we can go ahead and work on our tailoring and also pick up the portal skill. I guess while we are running there, I do want to check out our interface options really quickly because I think I want to add an additional action bar. So we have a total of 6 action bars, and we can scroll through some of them right here, 1 through 4, but we put 2 of the action bars that we have right here onto our screen right here. We have 1 and 2, and I want to go ahead and put a third one on our right side where we can actually have 2 action bars just like that. And I'm going to have to reset Questy, I think, but we can see that we have all these slots right here that we can now put some skills into. And I think I want to go ahead and put all of our different teleportation skills in there, and we also have our new portal here of teleport to Ironforge that I'll go ahead and put right there. And then I think I might go ahead and put conjure water and conjure food up here, and then also conjure mana agate, which I guess I'll go ahead and use this right now so we can get one of those. And now as we unlock more portal skills, we can go ahead and put them up here as well, and then that saves us some space down here for us. While we are in the trade district, let's go ahead and run into here and see if there are any light feathers on the auction house, because I forgot to check earlier. Which there are some light feathers, and they're kind of expensive right now, so I might go ahead and just buy a few of these, and maybe we could go out and like farm some at some point. I'll just buy a total of 5 right there, and then I'll go ahead and leave these in my inventory, and then you can have it for Slowfall whenever we need it. It's good to just have some reagents on hand. Speaking of reagents, let's go ahead and talk to the reagent vendor, and you can see that there is a ton of different stuff that we can pick up for a bunch of different classes, but the only ones that we really care about are runes of teleportation, runes of portals, and I think arcane powder at a very high level. But let's go ahead and pick up a few runes of teleportation that we need in order to teleport to different cities, and I'll go ahead and just pick up 10. We will probably never use all these, so I have 10. We'll see how many we use by the end of this Let's Play series. Now we are back at our tailoring trainer, and let's go ahead and begin working on tailoring a little bit. Having leveled up to level 160, we can now learn 2 more things. One is a silk headband and one is a shirt, and I don't think either of these are going to be things that we particularly want, but I think the silk headband will be good for just getting some levels. You can see right there, it is a headband, and it's blue, similar to our hood, and it is 1 more armor. However, I think I like the hood look a little bit more, and I think it's worth the loss of 1 armor, so we'll go ahead and keep that. So that is everything that I can do with progressing tailoring for now. So one last thing that I want to do while we are in Stormwind is go over towards the Mage Trainer, and we can go ahead and learn how to teleport to Stormwind, something that we could have learned 12 levels ago, but here I am getting it now. Here is the portal trainer, and we can go ahead and learn teleport to Stormwind for 18 silver, and now we can teleport to Ironforge, and we can teleport to Stormwind. Sometime we will learn how to teleport to Theramore, and we could also learn how to teleport to Darnassus, which I might go ahead and just run there, and we could get like a sneak peek of it, but I'm not wanting to spend too much time there, but that would allow us to learn how to teleport there. And with that, I believe I have done everything that I wanted to do. My inventory is nice and filled up with reagents, and I really like having a bunch of reagents in my inventory because it feels like I have like supplies, you know, and we're about to go out into the world and do some adventuring, because for the first part of this episode, I have spent all my time in cities just basically doing chores. But all the quests that I wanted to do have been progressed, all the training that I wanted to do has been trained, all the items I have done has been acquired. So let's go ahead and use our Hearthstone here, and we can go ahead and Hearthstone to Southshore, and let's begin our adventures in this episode. Back in Hillsbrad Foothills, let's go ahead and begin running north towards the Yeti cave, because there are basically 2 things that I'm wanting to do in this episode. and that is to finish the quest about Sully, Balloo, and that is to work on our Bartolo's Yeti fur cloak. So let's go ahead and head over here and begin working on these 2 quests. We have several other quests that we can begin working on here as well, but that is going to be saved for next episode. We have Darrow Hill right here that we just discovered, and we have some cave Yetis here, level 31 to our level 32, so this should be relatively easy, but they are definitely our level, so we need to be a little careful here. First piece of Yeti fur, and we also got this belt here, which is 5 intellect, 5 stamina, not as good as what we currently have, but I might try to sell it on the auction house actually. So as we hunt Yetis, I kind of want to talk about something that I've been thinking about, and that is kind of what content I want to produce on my YouTube channel, because I think it's a little bit of an interesting discussion, because when different people approach like YouTube channels in different ways, there are wildly different approaches that people can do. So generally speaking, what I want to do is that it's kind of just like a hobby for me. And it's always been like that, unless like some huge big thing happens. It's probably always going to be that thing for me, and that is exactly what I want. I'm 100% fine with it. And with that, my approach towards making videos is kind of just making videos that I want to make. And a lot of the time, that is kind of like an unpopular thing, where like the things that I specifically want aren't like the most popular thing. It isn't like the thing that grabs most people's attention, and that's completely okay. If I'm wanting to like grow my YouTube channel into like something bigger, I would approach everything very differently. We see that there's a Tauren shaman right there running past, a member of the Horde. Fortunately, we are on a PvE server, so he's just going to run away in his ghost wolf form, and we are going to sit here a-okay. But when we look towards my YouTube channel, I would say that there are basically 2 big categories of videos that are on the channel right now. The first of which is Let's Play series, and I have 2 Let's Play series running right now, and I have so many different series that I want to do, but of course, since YouTube is just a hobby for me, it is like something that I'm gonna have to wait a long time in order to get to like those different series, because I don't have enough time to finish up like this series and to do that series at the same exact time. But the Let's Play series is something that I have a ton of fun doing, but it's not like the thing that is most popular in like general YouTube community. And then looking at my own channel, it is not the most popular thing on my channel. We're looking at the other like big broad category on my channel. We can basically summarize it as Guild Wars 2 videos outside of my Let's Play Guild Wars 2 series. So this includes like different guides I make, different videos, like I've been finishing up like the bug series videos that I have. I also recently finished up like my Vista guide series. And then it's basically just like any video like related to Guild Wars 2 that I make and that I'm interested in making. And those videos are also something that I'm like incredibly interested in making, otherwise I wouldn't be making them. And those videos actually do significantly better than like the videos that I make for my Let's Play series, because why wouldn't they? Those types of videos are generally what people are looking for, but also with those videos, they're not exactly what people are looking for. It is like a bigger niche than people looking for some like monotone, laid back, that fall asleep to this video YouTuber making Let's Play series like we have with my World of Warcraft and Guild Wars 2 Let's Play, but it's still not a big thing. If I was trying to become like a popular person on YouTube, I probably wouldn't be making videos about Guild Wars 2 or World of Warcraft Classic. I would be making videos about games that are more popular, or I'd be making videos that kind of would draw more people in, which might be different videos that I don't particularly have any interest in doing. But some of the games that would draw people in are actually games that I'm interested in making content for, and I'm like kind of interested in like dipping my toe into. But like I never want to go towards a point where I'm making videos that I necessarily don't want to make. But I think all of that is just like really interesting to think about, because there's like a very interesting dynamic between what YouTube videos you want to make and what YouTube videos you should make if you're wanting to achieve certain goals. Where if your only goal is to make YouTube videos that you want to make, then that's pretty easy to do, just do whatever. But if you're wanting to try to like grow towards like a bigger audience, you need to be careful about that. And then I think an additional discussion to that is how much time that, for example, with like my YouTube channel, am I able to put into making like YouTube videos? Where recently in my personal life, I've had a lot of time that I've been able to dedicate towards making YouTube videos, but I have the expectation and then of course like the hopes as well that I'm able to like spend my time doing like other things as I'm able to like achieve certain things. I get accepted in like certain things. We know how life goes with like school and jobs and stuff like that. and I'm wanting to dedicate time towards that, which means if I dedicate time towards that, I have less time in order to make YouTube videos. However, I still have the interest in making YouTube videos because first and foremost, it is a hobby that I'm interested in. And then looking at like the different types of videos that I make on my YouTube channels, we go back towards like the categories that we have of my Let's Play series of Guild Wars 2 and World of Warcraft currently, and then my Guild Wars 2 videos. And we were looking at like one of those, and we're looking at like a reduction in time that I can spend on my YouTube channel, which means that I'm not able to do as many videos as I'm currently doing right now, which means I'm gonna have to cut back in like certain areas of my YouTube channel, where like specifically I would be looking at actually cutting out like Guild Wars 2 videos, for example, where I feel like I would find more fulfillment from my Let's Play series. Which is interesting because like my Let's Play series do significantly less for me on my YouTube channel compared to like my Guild Wars 2 videos. So if I was like being smart about things with like growing, I would be focusing on the Guild Wars 2 videos, and if I was being really smart, I would like change my direction and stuff, of course. But I'm expecting that once I kind of slow down on time, I'm still wanting to do Let's Play series, and of course maybe like that schedule might change a little bit where I've been doing like 2 episodes a week, one for each series. If I have less time, you know, that might change, of course. We have a piece of Alterac Granite that we can go ahead and pick up here. The first one of 5 that we need to find, so let's go ahead and get this one. And then we can begin further into the hill here. So overall, I think in general, it'll be like really interesting how I approach like making different pieces of content in the future, because I sincerely enjoy doing this, and I've been like making videos like pretty much non-stop. Like there's been at least 1 video a week since June of 2022, so about like almost 8 months now. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think I've learned a lot over the year, and I know over time I will continue learning more. I'm hoping to learn more about audio in the near future because I think my audio quality has been failing a little bit. My video quality definitely has gone up, and like my editing quality and just general talking as well I think has improved. But of course everything has more to improve in the future as we go forward. And then I think another part of that too is kind of translating my interest in making videos into like other hobbies as well, where I'm kind of combining the interest in making videos with my interest in video games, where, you know, that's not always going to be something that I want to do, as I'm interested in making like real life videos as well, not like vlogs or whatever, but like videos about hobbies in real life that I'm interested in as well. So maybe at some point we'll see that, but that's like an additional very interesting dynamic, where like how do I approach that? So like the smart way of approaching that is to create like a second YouTube channel that is completely separate than this one, and it would be like named something different, but maybe like similar to like connect the two because it's both me. And then all my video game content would be on this channel, and then all of the certain content about like a certain hobby would be on that channel. But like what I'm wanting to do is like have it all in the same place, and I know that's probably not smart, because people who are interested in like video games, they start seeing me upload for like a different hobby. They're like, what the heck is this? I don't want any of this, and then like they get mad, and then my video game videos suffer a little bit because like people aren't interested in that. And then there's the other side of the coin too, where like I'm producing videos for like this certain hobby, and people come to my channel and they're interested in like the videos that I'm making about this hobby, but then they see I have all these videos about like random video games, and like they're probably not even interested in video games, or only a small percentage of them are, but they're probably not interested in the content that I'm producing in those video games. So then that kind of like drives them away as well. We have a solid chest here. Let's go ahead and open this up, and hopefully we have something good inside. And we got some plans here for green iron shoulders. Also got a medium hide. Go ahead and try to sell this, as I do with everything. And I think that there will probably never be like a time where like I completely shift from like one hobby to the other. So for example, I bring in one of my other hobbies, I'll probably always be making Let's Play videos, if I'm being honest. And that would be weird to have, you know, a hobby video on Monday, and then on Friday we have Let's Play World of Warcraft Series 5 episode 84. Like that would be just like really weird, you know. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like me, and I guess that kind of requires me to have like a personality that like people enjoy. Where like, you know, obviously some people enjoy my personality, as I have, you know, friends in real life. And I'm sure that a good amount of people who have subscribed to my YouTube channel enjoy my personality, because if they enjoyed the video but hated like my personality in the video, they probably wouldn't subscribe. They probably just like the video and then move on. So hopefully there's like some precedence there. But at what point does like a channel become purely like personality based versus purely like content based? Or like I hope there's like the combination of the two, of course, at all times. And then I think with that we kind of like go back towards like the beginning of this discussion, where I'm thinking that like the main reason why I want to upload videos on YouTube is because I'm passionate about that topic. So having like multiple different types of videos for like completely different things on one channel wouldn't be too big of an issue for me, because I'm still kind of achieving that goal about being passionate about different topics. But then it kind of also comes back around to like growing an audience and having people watch videos that you are interested in, because yes, I enjoy like creating the video, but like for like certain videos like guides or whatever, or different educational videos, if I ever do that for like different hobbies, which guides are educational videos for video games, I do want an audience, because another part of like my personality and my life is how I always want to help people. And if I spend all this time making a very big guide and I only get like one view and it doesn't help anybody, I'll still feel accomplished by having made the video, and I'll still be happy that I uploaded the video, but it'll feel a little bit shallow because I feel like I didn't really help anybody and I could have spent more time helping people. So it's just like a really interesting thing that I've been thinking a lot about recently, and I'm not exactly sure how I will approach things as we get to like certain milestones in my life, I guess you could say. Here's the last piece of Alterac Granite that we need, and then we can go ahead and turn in this quest in Ironforge. But we still need a few more pieces of Yeti fur, so let's continue hunting all these Yetis here. Having just learned a new frostbolt level, I feel very powerful again, because we are burning through these Yetis, or I guess some sort of chill pun I could put in there. But it's been very nice just casually doing this quest, because I kill these Yetis in like 4 hits. So I might have just made a mistake, because there is this level 32 human warrior right there, and I just naturally just buffed her with arcane intellect, which honestly for the warrior doesn't do too much, but she's in PvP mode, and now that means we are in PvP mode for the next 5 minutes. So let's hope that we don't find any horde around here, and if we do, let's hope that they are nice to us. Now that I've thought about it a little bit more and I've kind of said my words out loud, I'm now kind of thinking that I should have like completely separate channels, and I think that's kind of like interesting, where but like I'll pick up like a hobby, I'll make a YouTube channel about it, and then I'll probably like stop wanting to make videos about that hobby at some point, and then like that channel is kind of just archived, I guess you could say. And I think that's kind of interesting, but also maybe bad. So maybe it's best to like stick to like one channel that just rotates through topics over time. I'm not entirely sure. I will continue thinking about it more in the future, but I think I would really appreciate any feedback that people have, or any ideas about this that you have for anybody who happens to be watching this video. So feel free to leave that down in the comments below, because I would appreciate some guidance there. This human warrior is in here and is fighting everything, and she has like absolutely perfect armor for her level right now, so she's like destroying everything and it's kind of taking all the kills, and that's okay. That's just naturally a part of classic WoW, but it is definitely dramatically slowing down my own progression here right now. So let's go ahead and try to find some more Yetis here. And I've now gotten the last piece of Yeti fur that we need, and we can now leave this place. And I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this place fashionably by using our teleport skill for the first time now. So we can go ahead and use up one of our runes of teleportation. I might actually have to buy more of these at some point, and we can go ahead and teleport to Ironforge. And here we are in the Hall of Mysteries. Let's go ahead and leave this way, the door is this way, and we can go ahead and return to the Mason, and let's go ahead and give him this granite so that he can build a statue. Here is the Grand Mason. Let's go ahead and give him this Alterac Granite, and he is thankful, and he says that he'll get to work right away. And with that, we also leveled up to level 33, so let's go ahead and follow him down here. Here he is working away right now, and he says, there you have it, the king should be quite pleased if I do say so myself. And he says the king's guard should be along shortly to pick up the memorial. In the meantime, come join me upstairs and let's finish our little chat at this. So we now have this beautiful memorial to Sully Balloo here, and he is just walking away, still hammering at the ground there. That is fun. And we now have this new quest here, and he says, as such fine stone comes from Lordran. Such a shame the land is in such shambles. That is a lot of but the memorial came out quite well. I should think the king will be most pleased with it. Now if you will, please send word to his majesty that the memorial is complete as requested. And we can go ahead and get this Ironforge memorial ring. Let's go ahead and accept this quest and return to King Magni Brownsbeard. While we run there, we can go ahead and spend our frost talent point that we just unlocked, and I'll go ahead and just put it into frostbite. Let's go ahead and finish this talent up here. So our chill effects now have a 15% chance to freeze the target for 5 seconds. So hopefully we will be able to get a lot of frozen targets, which will also help our Shatter talent here, which increases the strike chance of all your spells against frozen targets by 50%. I feel so like, I don't know the word, accomplished or happy that I came up with like this combo, but I'm sure everyone knows about this and it's probably in a ton of guides, even though that I don't read them. But here is Keen Magni Bronzebeard, and he says, "The granite seems but a small token compared to a great dwarf's life, but no dwarf shall last on this planet for eternity. Let us just hope that the memorial stands as a reminder to those who will trod the great Azeroth for the future. Lest we not forget, it is for them that brave soldiers such as Sully Balloo so valiantly gave their lives." You can go ahead and get this memorial ring, but I don't think I'm going to use this over anything else because I like our other 2 rings more. But we have completed this question here, and we have honored Sully Balloo's life, and we have brought some peace to his family. So that is overall just a very good thing. But now I'm going to go ahead and head back to Southshore, and we can go ahead and turn in this Yeti fur cloak quest. Back in Southshore, let's go ahead and finish up what we need to do for this Yeti fur cloak quest. First, I wish I actually might go ahead and just throw tailoring down here on the skill bar so I don't have to keep coming in here for now at least. Let's go ahead and open tailoring, and we need to get a bolt of woolen cloth, so let's come all the way down here and just make one of these. And now last but not least, we can go ahead and come into here and talk to the tradesgood merchant, and we can get a fine thread. So let's go ahead and buy one of those for 90 copper, and we now have everything that we need for this cloak quest. And let's go ahead and turn it in, and you can get this Yeti fur cloak that I'm gonna go ahead and go sell. It is 23 silver and 52 copper, so we only lost like 40 silver, but we got some nice experience there, like a little over a bar I think. I guess I'll go ahead and clean out my entire inventory right here as well. And now with all of that, with everything that we've done in this episode, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it good here. And next episode, we will continue our adventures here in Southshore. We have several more quests left to complete, and we are going to be here for a long time, but we also take a few episodes to go off and do some other things in other parts of the world as well. Because we are now level 33, and every time we level up, we are unlocking more and more stuff to do around the world. But as far as this episode goes, I'm going to go ahead and call it good here. I hope you all enjoy watching through this episode. I also hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time in the world of Azeroth. Goodbye.